What it do, Mike? What it do now? Hit that like button. Yes, sir. Top of the morning. Well, I guess it's afternoon now, but decided to go live. I tried to go live on 2A Live TV, but they didn't approve it live yet. Chopper season. What's up with it, Mike? Man, you got them Rugers going. I see. Got those Rugers going. Mr. Dude, what's up, man? Hope everybody's doing well. Decided to go live. Everything Vaughn. What's up with it, Vaughn? RXM season. Yeah, them things going crazy. Burner Girl, what's up with it, Burner Girl? Hey, bro, still asleep, but here he's still asleep. Huh? What is it like? No, what are y'all on the East Coast? What is it? Like 10:30 over there? Yeah, I just kind of got up myself. hmm What's up with it, Vaughn? Vaughn, you going crazy? I like that AK-22 LR you got. That thing's clean. Strap life. What's up with it, bro? Okay, that is impressive. Is that for hunting? It could be. It's 12:30. Oh, that's right. You're ahead of me. That's right. Yeah, 12:30. My bad. Meet the targets. Nice setup. Right on, man. Appreciate you. Meet the targets. Everybody hit the like button, man. When you come in, it will help the program out. You know what I'm saying? Hit the like button. Yeah, I was just here. I don't know if y'all see on the left that 10.5 inch AR rifle because I SBR'd that. I did two SBRs. I did my 300 blackout and I did the 10.5 inch 5.56. And I took the sights off, the front sight and the rear sight. Because at this point, you know what? I all these years having these damn rifles, I ain't never used the flip up sights. And I know somebody gonna say, well, if your dot goes down, the whole dot go down thing, I don't know about that. Because that optic I got on there on that 10.5 inch, I think that's the Sig Romeo 5. And that's the same battery I bought that came with it like three years ago. And I don't even turn these dots off. I turn my pistol dots off, but I don't really turn my rifle dots off that much. It should be the other way around, but the battery's up. What up with the running tactical? What's up, Unc Alert? What's up with it? What up with it? Yeah, man. Do all that shit. Super chats. If y'all want to donate to the channel and hit the like button for sure. You know what I'm saying? When you come in, hit the like button. But yeah, I just went and SBR'd it, man, because to be honest with you, I'm kind of tired of that whole they toggling back and forth with the brace. You know, is the brace legal? Is it not legal? And then not to mention, I kind of like the vertical grips better when you're shooting, AR rifles. You at work right now running? You work on Sundays, huh? I heard that. SBR everything, people. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm thinking about SBR in my Kuna just because, uh, that got a brace on it. I'm just trying to get away from the brace, man, because they just be flip flopping too much on that shit. Hit the like button when you come in, for sure. Yeah, man. Run it. You at work, man? Yeah, SBR everything. It's the way to go. I SBR that shotgun too, because that's really NFA that came with a bird's grip. That's basically it's like the Shockwave, but only semi-automatic. So I SBR that, and just let you know, man, my schedule has been switched, and now I'm being switched back to weekend. Also, I'll be back on videos soon. I hope my range been flooded out. Oh hell no! Let me make you a moderator. Run it real quick. Add as a moderator. There you go. But yeah, that's too much, man. It probably did flood out because it rained down here in Louisiana this morning, early in the morning. It's just super hot and humid right now. But the SBR came back, so the shotgun SBR took a little longer. So I'm figuring this out. Like once you get a account get your eForm account established with ATF, when you submit stuff, it's fast. For example, when I got my first suppressor, it took a while, and then the second suppressor, the approval came back like in 2.5 weeks. The first one took like a month and a half, and then when I SBR'd the shotgun, it took about 4 weeks. But then when I SBR'd the 300 blackout and the 10.5-inch AR rifle, that shit came back in 2 weeks. And then Nola Gospel Tracks, he just recently bought a suppressor, and he got his approval in 72 hours. But that's his third suppressor. So I think once you get in that system, you good. You know what I'm saying? You get your shit back quick. What's up with the KP down here, man? Did you get rained on this morning too, KP? KP, you down there in Hanville, huh? Around the Mississippi River. That must be new. Both my suppressors took over a year. Oh yeah. Well, you must have got yours before they took away the tax stamp. Because before the tax stamp, it took a while. Just a little bit. Yeah. Okay. They looking good, man. I need another suppressor. I'm thinking about one for my new pickup. Yeah, I got a suppressor coming. I got one for 5.56. So then I'll be done because I got a 22 LR can that shoots 5.72, and then I got the rugged Obsidian that shoots 9 mil, 45, 300 blackout. What up with a tactical Skilly there? And then Jay Skilly, what's up with it? And then so now I just got that one on the left. I'm gonna get a 5.56 can. And I'll be done. I'll have all the I have a can for almost every caliber that I own. Yep. Will Just Jam. What's up with it, bro? All right, hit the like button, man. Hit the like button, man. My suppressor took 18 hours. Damn, I heard that. What like that was that your first one, or is that like was that after you already did some stuff? Man, that Obsidian been on my mind a minute. Multi-cal. Yeah, I mean the reason why I got the Obsidian because I didn't know, like I don't want to have a bunch of dedicated. I didn't want to have all these damn fucking suppressors. First of all, they cost too much damn money, and so it made a lot more sense to get a multi-cal can as the first one that shoots multiple calibers. So that was the reason why I did that. But 5.56, I got to get one. It's just gonna shoot only 5.56 because the regular Obsidian shoots 300 blackout. Yeah, their very first one. I need to do an update video on my 300. Hell yeah, it makes more sense to me too. Yeah, because a lot of those cats you be seeing, they be getting that stuff given to them. You know, you'll never be done. You're going to see something on sale and you'll get it. No, not me. They do cost a lot for what they are, for sure. I mean, because I think they're completely overpriced personally, suppressors, because it's just, I mean, it's an accessory attachment, and they charging you almost the price of a fucking firearm, basically. $500-$600 is a pistol or a rifle, man. There ain't no way you gonna convince me that shit's worth that. So that's why I'm done. Once I get this 5.56 can, I'll have 3 cans. I don't need no more. Shit, and you ain't gonna be able to shoot all those damn calibers at the same time anyway. Make sure y'all hitting the like button when you come in. And it's like you can't sell it if you want it. Like, you can't. Who gonna buy a used suppressor? You can probably sell one to your friend, but you still got to go through the NFA, the paperwork. I mean, it's like it ain't. There's no return on those suppressors, man. It's a big. It's a big investment, but it doesn't do a lot, really. You know, like I said, for me, like the Kuna, that's why I got that on there, and that makes a world of difference. Like when you shoot that without suppressed, I mean, anything's the one that makes the quietest is the rugged Obsidian 45. When you shoot 45 ACP through that, man, that thing is quiet. I mean, that's one thing I do notice is that if you buy the can for the specific caliber, it makes it quieter, and the longer the can is, the quieter it is. So, because that Obsidian, that's not the full length. That's a 6-inch format. When I put the other piece on, it turns it to like 7.5, 8 inches. And yeah, so like it is quieter when you get a designated can for it. But for the most part, you still hear it. The pistol one's not so bad. Now the 22 can, that shit just quiet as hell. You can't hear nothing. It's just like you don't need no nothing, ear protection or nothing. I was going to ask, was that Kuna? That thing is beautiful. love it. I want to set up one like that too for the for the missus. Yeah, that's a good thing about the Kuna. Anybody in your house, if they not very very feeble, they can shoot that gun. It's light. You can pick it up, and then if you have it suppressed, it's really really quiet. It is quiet on that for sure. Yeah. So like, and then people put suppressors on shotguns. I mean, I'm cool on that too. I don't need no suppressed shotgun. That should be all for the algorithm, man. That's a wallop of money right there. Just that. So I'm cool. Like I said, and like I said, I didn't get all my suppressors all at one time. Just one this year, one last year, and then take your time. But at 22, like you said, I think that is a better route to have my ass up just gun and guns. Oh yeah, I mean, with 22, what's cool about 22 cans? It shoots 5.7. So what that does, it kind of makes you want to get a 5.7 if you don't have one because you can shoot 5.7 suppressed, and that's not bad. But the 22 suppressed one, the Glock 44, that's one of my sweetest setups right there because it's super light and you can transport it. And again, anybody in your family can shoot it and they don't make no noise. You don't need no ear pros. That's why it's in home defense for on my wife's side of the bed. Hell yeah, that's just quiet. But definitely once you start doing the paperwork, you to get your account going, this stuff is coming back real quick now. But see, here's the reason why I think people should jump on getting their stuff suppressed, SBR if you got a pistol rifle, because let's just say, because Trump's getting out of office, and let's be honest, Trump didn't really do much. The administration didn't do anything for the 2A community. This is not Republican, Democrat. Everything Vaughn waiting on my 300 blackout suppressor. Yeah, the 300 blackout that was designed to be suppressed. 5.56 and a short barrel it wasn't really designed to be suppressed. I don't know if people realize that the 300 blackout was literally designed to be suppressed. That's why it's the number one choice for people to suppress it. Now, 5.56 wasn't really designed to be suppressed, so you have to get a longer barrel to really get what you want out of it. Because 5.56, in my opinion, shoots better at 16 inches, a 16-inch better barrel than a 10 and a half or 11 or 13, whatever, because it was designed behind around a 16-inch barrel. So when you shorten a 5.56 to like a 7.5 inch, you ain't getting no velocity out of that at all. Whereas 300 blackout hits hard like a 16-inch rifle out of an 8.5-inch barrel. Yeah, that 300 black so quiet. Yeah, it is. It's super quiet. Man, my theme already dying already. But yeah, man. I want to do a 300 blackout build, but I keep hearing ammo. So yeah, I mean the ammo is expensive, but you got to look at it this way. It's not like you're not gonna be shooting it. I mean, at least me, I don't shoot my 300 blackout that much. And like I said, I go to the range, I might pop off 40 rounds at the most because it is expensive. And you can in the rugged obsidian can, you have to shoot subsonic. You can't shoot anything else out of that can. You take the can off, you can shoot whatever you want. But when you have that rugged obsidian 45 ACP, you have to run it with subsonic. So that puts you in a higher ammo price range. But if you just want to shoot it regular, you can just buy a regular 300 blackout ball tip. But I mean, you can get pretty good price. I mean, the subsonic is expensive, but the regular 300 blackout ammo ain't that bad. I mean, you got to figure out what you're going to be using it for. But yeah, just to go pop off rounds at the range. No, it ain't really. It's expensive to do that, but that's why you got 5.56 is a little cheaper. Man, my little mic thing about to die already. I can't believe this thing. I thought I had it charged up. Let me know if y'all can hear me. Make sure y'all hitting the like button when you come in. But yeah, the 1911s, man. Let me tell you right now, I've been wanting to get into that for a long time, and man, I just can't even get that. I need to get that sight. All ammo goes up in smoke. Yeah, yeah. 5x5. What's 5x5? It's a lot of plug and play. I've learned on my build anyway. I run both like subs and the house supers outside. But yeah, I agree there too, man. Still here, you loud and clear. Okay, I caught a sale on PSA 300 blackout. Yeah, I use that Hornady subsonic. That shit runs good. But shit, man. What's up, Will West Jam? Yeah. Low, loud and clear. Okay, got you. Okay, just let me know if y'all can't hear me because I think my little mic thing about the red light is beeping right now. What you think about Kimber double stack? Um, so I had to call my neighbor in San Diego before I bought these two 1911s. I referred to him because he's Navy SEAL and he has he has like 1911s, original Colt one, government issue one, and a whole bunch of them. He got a whole Springfield line. What's up with a white Rambo? Uh, but I heard good and bad about Kimber. Um, you know, the 1911 is like you got factory production, then you got custom, and then you got high end. You know what I'm saying? Ed Brown, and you know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying. You got that other cat, Wilson Combat, and then Dan Wesson and all. So all those are high end ones, custom, tight tolerances and all that kind of stuff. But just company manufacturer, I think they say Springfield do a pretty good job. Some people had bad experience with Springfield because the company got resold like I think in the 70s to another family, and people said the production went down. How do I like the Kuna? What's up, Scorch TV? Love the Kuna. Dang, you ain't been following my channel? Shit, I got all kind of Kuna videos up. Everything Vaughn, she loves her Kuna too. Yeah, man. Yeah, the Kunas is cool. But yeah, Kimber, I don't know, man. He told me to stay away from Kimber. I don't want to talk bad about him because I don't really own no Kimber, and I don't want nobody watching this saying I said Kimber sucks. Yeah, Sig got a good one out there, but he has T Sauce and he has Springfield. He has a Dan West and an Ed Brown. He has all of them, and so I told him what I was looking at and the price range that I wanted to spend, and and so he said, check out try to get a used one. So I didn't know the 1911s are like Glocks in the used market. Like and then no problem, Scorch TV. I'm just messing with you. No, the Kuna's awesome, bro. It's one of my best purchases in a long time. I wanted a PCC and I didn't want to go cheap, and I didn't want to get an AR style PCC, with the Glock mags. I didn't want to go that route. I like the PCCs with the curved mags, but I clearly didn't want to spend MP5 money, and I didn't want a Strybot. And so I started, looking around the Kuna and getting all the reviews. Shit, I didn't see nothing bad about the Kuna, and the guys who created the Kuna is the guys who create the Echelon line for Springfield. So that's not the same production like the DS and all those Springfield Striker Fire pistols. Those guys didn't create the Kuna. These cats that did the Kuna specifically did the Echelon line. That's why it has a lot of Echelon like touches on it, like the texture, the grip is the Echelon grip on the Kuna, and so they built it out really well, and it was built for the Brazilian army. If the original Kuna was put in 40 cal, so they just released it in America in 9 mil because they knew they could sell a shit ton of them. Because a lot of people in America don't really rock with 40 that much, but yeah, it was built for the Brazilian army in 40 cal, so that'd have been sweet to get it in 40. I would have got it in 40 if it came in 40. Yeah, man, that Echelon is still one of my top favorite pistols, top 5 for sure. Yeah, the Echelon, they killed it with that. There ain't no doubt about the Echelon. They but though, like I said, those guys who designed that have a lot of engineering experience, machining experience. I just thought the Echelon, they should have brought one out in 40 cal. I don't know why they just basically rolled out a whole bunch of 9 millimeters. But that, to each his own. But I think if you had an Echelon in 40, I would have bought one without no doubt. But sub to you at biracial. Okay. But yeah, man, the Kuna is sweet, and it's even better suppressed. So if you ever get a Kuna, you got to shoot it suppressed, and you'll be like, oh shit, you'll never take the can off. And that's why I got it on there, because it's like, man, if I want to shoot 300 black, I can take that can off, put the parts back on it, and keep it moving. But it's a great shooting pistol. And now I did put that HB Industry buffer spring kit inside of there, and it runs way better. You meant a running tattoo. I was like, oh, what the hell you said? Vaughn, I was like, what the hell? Who was you talking to? Yeah, running. That's my nephew, man. Yeah, I gotta do a Kuna, man, for the price. I think it's good. Yeah, it's pretty much you got everything going. It's got the roller delayed. It's not a blowback, you know, and they got their own proprietary mags. They seem to be running fine for me. So these mags that you would get now for the Kuna are different from the first rollout of the Kuna. Because if you go back to some old videos, people were complaining about the mags. They fixed that problem because they put metal feed lips on these mags, and now there's no problem. But one thing I will say with the Kuna is the 30 round mag. But if you try to feed the mag, this might be for all rifles and stuff. You shouldn't really feed the mag with the bolt closed with a full mag. Open the bolt up, and it'll feed a lot easier. Yeah, that was my hold at the start. I didn't know that though. Yeah, because the guy I watched my video, he bought a Kuna based on my opinion at the gun at my FFL, and I saw him at the range, and he was having a problem loading his mag, and I went over there. I said, "Oh, is this full 30?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Well, open your bolt and then try." And he pulled the bolt back and put the mag in, and it fed fine. And I was just telling them, like, that's just makes it easier on the gun, because otherwise you got to smack that shit hella hard in there. But that's a lot of people. My son told me they don't even load their mags full capacity. They go 30 round mags. They put 28 in there because when they go to Iraq, they don't want no hiccups and stuff like that. A lot of people do that. They don't full capacity their mags, even their Glock mags. Some people don't do full capacity. I do, but on Glock mags I do. But on my ARs, I do like 29 or 28. It's not a big deal. You're at the range, whatever. It just makes the gun basically cycle a little easier. Not saying it can't, but I just notice it's better. But yeah, but EDC, I usually keep it full capacity. What I usually do is just put one at top, drop the mag, or put one in the mag, load that, and then put the full mag in. It's kind of like when I did competition. I noticed they have a mag. A lot of the veteran dudes, they'll have a mag just to top off. Like they'll have a mag, and then they'll boom, put that mag in, rack it, and then drop that mag, put it in their pocket, and then put the full mag in. I noticed they do that in competition a lot. So depends on how you want to do it, but it's much easier to put one on top and then put the rest in. White Rambo said I usually put 28 in the AR mag unless it's just for range fun. Yeah, yeah. If you're really trying to do like self defense, home defense, and your life depending on it, those 30 round mags, you might as well just put 28. Your gun will definitely cycle. You won't have no issues. There's been a lot of stories of Marines and stuff. I've been living in San Diego, so I knew a lot of military guys because the Navy SEALs are right there in Coronado, California, and we got the Marines down there, the Army, and then right up the road you got Camp Pendleton, right out to San Clemente, California, which is right up the road from San Diego. So a huge military footprint in San Diego, in that area. And so all my neighbors were all military guys, and that's what they said. And I talked to my son, he's like, "Yeah, Dad, we don't put 28 in there. No, we don't put 30. We usually put 28. Some guys are lazy. They just put 25, 26. They rarely do they go all the way to the tip top." Running said, "I keep 6 mags in my backpack at work, 15s and 17s and 133. Shit, I ain't that. I don't know why you LOL that shit. That's what you better be like that. Y'all hear about the shooting in Idaho Falls? I was at Idaho Springs or Idaho Falls, Idaho, at the In-N-Out hamburger. Dude went up there, unalived 3 people. Yeah, man. Shit, you never know when it might pop off, and you don't know how much ammo you're gonna need. And the general public is where you kind of want to be a little more paranoid with extra mags. At home, if you like me, I got an arsenal and shit all over the place. So you'd be a fool to try to come to my house. Yeah, that shit was sad, KP. In case y'all know what In-N-Out is, a hamburger chain out there in Southern California. Yeah, man. It's kind of like for Texas, it'll be Whataburger, or Sonic. We got Sonic. They got Sonic in California too, though. But there's no Whataburger in California, though. Yes, but I be driving trucks 2 to 4 hours away from home daily, so I got to stay packed to get back. Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, if you on the road and you driving all that kind of, oh man, you better have all kind of, because you never know, man. These international crime syndicate teams, they ride deep, 2, 3 cars deep on freeways, and they be trying to like scope people out, and they see a nice car or truck, because I know in Southern California, uh, they They have these crime syndicates that be stealing the F-150s, the trucks, and big Dodge Rams, and they be doing like smash and grabs on the road, like do a block in, pull you over, and boom, jump out, got ARs at your head, take your trucks, and all those trucks end up across the border. I ain't making this shit up, real talk. So a lot of guys who have fancy trucks and stuff like that, be careful, man, because you on the open highway, you don't know what crime syndicate, because they get a list of what they got to steal, and a lot of them be those nice big giant trucks. They want them down across the border. The guy that stopped that guy in Idaho had a 9mm with a suppressor on it. See what I'm saying? So the criminals got all this shit. Why you don't have it? Hell yeah! And I'm in San Antonio, so we got Mexico here. Yeah. What's up with the Glock and Wesson? Hit the like button when y'all come in. Yeah. So you never know, man. Like that's why I got some real non-discreet vehicles. Like they're not old, but they not you. It's not on a hit list. Like a lot of these cars, man. Uh, you know, these vehicles and gadgets and stuff. These crime syndicates, they be trying to come for that stuff. That's why you got to be careful in the general public. It's a crime shame that you can't buy what you want and use it how you want and wear it where you want. But that was the old America. This is a new America now. So you got to be smart, man, and try to not put yourself on the radar by being really flossy and flashy. Because you see they going after all the pro athletes and entertainers. They rob them motherfuckers every day. You turn on the news and find out a athlete or entertainer don't been robbed and carjacked, and they just don't get it. I remember in San Diego. Let me tell you all a story. I got a friend that's good friends with Kawhi Leonard. Played in in NBA. Kawhi Leonard. Y'all don't know who he is, but superstar basketball player. Made a bunch of money, ton of money in his career, ton of money. Uh, and I didn't know this, man. So this is back when I was working for Cox, and we did a job up in it's a small little area, Rancho Santa Fe, where really rich, 9, 7, $10 million homes, estates, gated fences and all that kind of stuff. And so we up there doing a job at some rich tech guy house, and the guy was saying like, yeah, Kawhi Leonard lives next door. And he was telling us like, yeah, he drives the same car he had when he was at San Diego State. And we were like, what? What, he drives a Toyota Toyota Tacoma or something like that. He drove that thing for, I think they said like 8 years. Like, so when he was in San Antonio, winning championships with Tim Duncan, he had that truck. And then he kept it. And then when he went to the Clippers, he kept the truck. And he drove this truck for like years. And this guy had hundreds of millions of dollars. And I just thought that was profound because when you're on the freeway, no one even suspect that that's Kawhi Leonard. And I thought that was pretty smart by his part. And also Philip Rivers used to be a quarterback in the NFL. He was from San Diego and played for the Chargers for many years. And even when he went to Indianapolis, he still stayed in San Diego, and he drove a Toyota Camry around for many years. So it's like a lot of cats in Southern Cal, they understand like they could be a target, so they kind of dumb it down a little bit. But yeah, you gotta be careful, man. Like when you're out there in the open road driving around, you definitely gotta be strapped. But that Idaho shooting, man, that's crazy, man. And like if anybody never been to Idaho, it's pretty much for sure, since being a target, we as target has a common person. Yeah, because you got to figure if you a person that owns firearms, you should always understand that just because you got a firearm don't mean that somebody ain't gonna test you, and that's where your awareness kicks in at, like where you at, what's around you. Can everybody hear me? Just make sure. What's good. Devin Simpson, what's up? What's good on tactical? How y'all been doing? Been doing good, man. It just rained out here earlier. It's just overcast and gray now, and the humidity just is kicking in. But yeah, just because you loud and clear. Okay, cool. Appreciate that. Yeah, just because you own a gun don't mean that somebody ain't gonna test you, because because the one thing about the criminals, they're not afraid to pull because they don't have nothing really to lose. And then people who pay taxes and go to work every day and work hard for theirs, and follow the laws that are, some might be stupid, but we still follow them. Well, that's an edge they have on us, because they feel that you may not want to pull that thing, or get busy with it. Well, the criminals, they gonna get busy with theirs if they pull it out, for the most part. So that's where you got to be diligent about your surroundings, make sure we got a good backdrop if we do have to defend ourselves. We have to think about a lot of stuff as uh, law-abiding citizens protecting ourselves. The criminals don't think about any of that shit. Hey, Eisner, have you been seeing all these classes on USCC having around us? Yeah, I've been seeing all that stuff, man. But I ain't gonna really comment on USCCA because whenever there's a shooting with a law-abiding citizen, and even the NRA for that matter, what's up with his STO tactical salute? Whenever there's a shooting by a law-abiding citizen, they got to jump through all these hoops, and I'll never see the NRA or USCCA, uh, you know, supporting these individuals. Maybe someone can tell me otherwise, but they seem to be quiet when it's a what's up with a Jacob Smith? Yeah, when it's a civilian protecting themselves, and you don't really hear too much about it, man. Like these companies and organizations, they don't really come out the woodwork and be like, "Yeah, we had they back. We out here on the scene. We're in the courtroom." No, you don't see none of that shit. So that's why I just say, go ahead and just have use a criminal defense attorney, period, and then that especially get you a criminal defense attorney that has experience with the judge or the county or the parish that you're in. That's very important. Like don't get a criminal defense attorney from some region that don't know the judges and the DAs in the area that you're about to be prosecuted in or whatever it may be. You need to get somebody that is knowledgeable of how that judge and how that DA and all that works and how they operate. That could be the biggest difference. But they must have experience with self-defense shootings. And that's the key. If you're a gun owner, you want to have that type of attorney. You don't want to have an attorney that never dealt with a shooting. Yeah. And it's at the end of the day, just like it's your job to pretty much. I really like that Kimber on the right. Now that ain't no Kimber, Jacob. That on the right, that's a Springfield A1 loaded 45 ACP. On the left is a T-size D10 10 millimeter. No, that ain't no Kimber. No, it looks like one, but it ain't. That's Springfield. I can't touch it because it's alive. But yeah, that's Springfield. And I said I got great deals on both of them. Like I'm saying, they both use. Yeah, what up, STO? Yeah, I'll display it to the big homie. I appreciate it, man. I just kind of slapped that together. These vertical streams are hard to show firearms because you kind of want to lay them down, but then you don't get the you can't get the good angle, so you got to kind of be creative. Yeah, laugh my. He said, "No, that ain't no Kimber." no, man, I ain't got nothing against Kimber. I'm just saying it ain't one though. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. I was just told watch out for Kimber. They didn't say he didn't say it sucked. He had one. I told you my neighbor has I think I said no. I think he has like 11 1911s. He has hella guns first of all, but a lot of them are at his dad's house. But he lives in San Diego, and he's a Navy SEAL. But his dad lives in Montana, so him and his dad got like a shit ton of guns up in Montana. But so he ain't had them all with him, but he has over 10 1911s. So he had a lot of experience. And that's when I buy firearms that I'm not used to, which is not often. I usually talk to people who got more experience. No, I might test one out for us, be a test dummy and see what's up. Well, the problem is a lot of places down here knows they don't have 1911s. Well, I'll put it this way: a lot of the gun ranges where I live, they don't really. You can shoot some guns, but it's like they got the guns they want you to shoot. When I was in California, man, any gun that was in the store, you could rent it. They're just about. That's crazy to me. What's up, Dr. T? How you doing, Dr. T? Hit the like button when you come in. Yeah, 1911s are my favorite. All honesty, I got to put a Kimber sport competition together. Yeah, man, shit. I ain't gonna lie, man. The 1911 is really, really a fantastic platform. It shoots super, super. Like, what's up, ACR Protect? What's going on, man? I thought you was kayaking. Yeah, it shoots super, super. I mean, it is what it is, man. The 1911 is a whole different ball game. It's a whole different ball game, and so for me, someone said, "Are you going to get a double stack 9mm 1911?" And the answer is no. And here's the reason why no. A double stack 1911 I got a Glock 34, so that's a 4.61-inch barrel, and that holds 15 rounds or 17 rounds. That is a double stack 1911 for all purposes. Now it's not a 1911, but my point is, I don't need another 9 millimeter. I got 6 9 millimeter, not including the Kuna. So I don't need another 9 millimeter. And to be honest with you, even if I did get a double stack 9 millimeter 1911, I'm never gonna probably carry it because I'm always gonna carry Glock. These guns, I can carry these guns, but I will not be carrying them because Glock is my carry guns. So no, man, yeah, and another reason why popping in for a few minutes. I have a family call shortly. Yep, kayaked earlier. Yeah, right on. ACR Protect. I appreciate you coming. I made you a moderator, by the way. But yeah, and if I did get one, yeah, that Ruger RXM is that thing is awesome too. If I did get a 1911 9 mil double stack, I was leaning toward Bull Armory or to be honest with you, Staccato or even T-Side's got a good one. But I don't want to go. I want to get a really really nice one, and that's a couple grand, and I ain't in no position for that right now. So I'm cool on that double stack 1911 9 mil right now. I'm just going to lay in the cuts with the 10 mil, the 45, and the 22 LR. Now I could see myself getting another 45 1911, but are you grilling today, eyes and ears? I know you ACR, you know I'll be on it. No, man, I grilled yesterday. I did some ribs. I didn't put it on Food and Firearms because it was, I don't, everybody seen my little ribs already, but no, I'm not grilling today. I'm going to do a blackened catfish though in my cast iron skillet on stove. I'm going to do some blackened catfish. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. Okay, now I think my volume is my thing quit. Let me take that off. Hold on for a second. Can y'all hear me? Because my mic just shut down me. And I don't got my cord out here. New York strips here. Oh, you got New York strips going? Okay. New York strip. You gonna do them on a charcoal or you gonna do it on a propane? Oh, 5x5. Okay, got it. What does 5x5 mean? That means you can hear me. I'm old, man. What does that mean? That means That means 10-4, right? I guess 5x5 is that. I mean, somebody educate me. I'm just an old dude, bro. I mean, I don't know all these acronyms and because I think I said it. KP said it early. He said yes. That means you good. It's 5x5, I guess. I'm cheating using propane. Okay, yeah, that's what I was wondering. But I'd be honest with you, I cook a really good steak in a cast iron skillet. The problem is, well, I usually, loud and clear. Okay, got it. I appreciate y'all, man. I ain't trying to be funny. I just didn't know. Yeah, loud and clear. I think KP said it earlier. Yeah, but I be honest with you, I cook my best steaks in a cast iron skillet. But I can just do them on a grill pretty good too. Because if you got multiple people eating steaks, it makes sense to do them on a grill. But if it's just one steak, for me, shit, man, Top Chef, that one steak challenge, I'm doing mine in a black cast iron skillet. hmm But yeah, man, back to these 1911s, man. It's a really smooth shooting platform, man, and great triggers, and there's nothing really to complain about it. And I didn't realize it's a huge used market. Like, so I guess people get into it, and then they don't want it, then they don't want them, and then when they get in financial jams, it's kind of like a Glock pistol, for example. You go buy a $650 Glock, shoot it for a couple of years, and you don't want it. You can go to pretty much any FFL and get 400 for it. So it's one of the few firearms that you get a decent return on it, even if it's old. Like Glock pistols and 1911s, you can get them. Like I said, you can sell these, and they'll give you 4 or 5 on them, easy off top. You can go take a Glock 34 Gen 5 right now to a FFL. He's gonna give you 400 for it. You know what I'm saying? I know that's the far cry from 700 or 600 you pay for it, but you get a pretty good return, man. Gina versus Gina, what's good? What's going on, Gina? Happy Sunday. Yeah. Are you still doing your phone tap? When do you post? Oh yeah, I'm still doing phone tap. I got a couple people I got to line it up. What I usually do is record about 6 of them at a time and then slowly release them. So I got 3 of them. I don't want to just do one, release it, do one, release it. I like to kind of turn it into like a series. So I got another 6 lineup coming up right now. What's up with it, Gina versus Gina? Appreciate you coming in. But yeah, the phone tap ain't went nowhere. I just got a lot going on. My daughter about to start back in school. Xavier, they go back to school August 13th. So, and she has surgery. So we've been going to therapy on Mondays and Wednesdays. So it's been a lot going on. Yep. Man, did y'all see? Y'all hear about Fauci over here lying, talking about he pled the fifth on all that. What was the point of that congressional hearing uh, for Fauci if he's gonna plead the fifth on everything? They asked him what was his suit coat color. He said I plead the fifth. He said what's the color of this? And he said of your shirt, of your tie. He said I plead the fifth. So if you just pleading the fifth, everything we don't need to even handle. What's the point of even doing this? How's her shoulder? It's just her therapy's going well. It's going well. She's at a point now where she's just doing therapy, getting the flexibility. She's at 150 degrees flexibility right now, which is above the projection date. So she's doing well. She's out for the whole fall season though, but she'll be back for spring. Fall ain't really a big deal out here in the South because of the weather so bad. But so in the West Coast schools, like in California, the colleges, the fall season's big because they play the weather in California, Nevada, and Arizona. Is always good to play, but in the Southeast, it's kind of hit or miss, so it's hard to schedule. So the fall ain't really a big deal. It's for the freshmen, and usually my daughter's a starter, so hopefully God is good. She come back strong, and she'll be back in the starting lineup. But yeah, she's doing good. I don't know if y'all heard LSU campus expanded to New Orleans. So University of New Orleans is now LSU New Orleans. And I think Master P had a lot to do with that because, hey, eyes and ears, I will be doing a wood burning of your logo. Okay. Okay. I look forward to seeing that. LOL. We all gone laugh my ass up. We all gone. Right? Yeah. Yeah. LSU acquired the University of New Orleans campus, so now it's LSU New Orleans. That's going to be big right there, because Master P is the athletic director for the University of New Orleans, so I'm pretty sure he had a lot to do with that. I was supposed to go fishing the other day, man, but it was too damn hot out there, boy. Let me tell you. But man, let me tell y'all about this shotgun though. People said that this was not supposed to put a stock on it because it was built as a shockwave, but only a semiotic, and so the inertia was supposed to be free flowing, so to speak, not supposed to be shouldered. Well, that's a bunch of bullshit. I think Mossberg put that nonsense out there because they knew they were going to come out with the 990 SPX, that new one that came out that's sold as an SBR. They knew they were going to roll that out at SHOT Show the next year, so they didn't want people putting stocks on it because they knew they wouldn't be able to sell the new one. Man, I ran everything through that thing, and it ran perfectly, man. That's crazy. That's funny how these companies be putting false information out on stuff because they want to make sales on the back end on something else. That's crazy to me. I put that little shell holder thing. Someone said, "Oh man, I don't like the angle." Well, I'm a lefty, so for me, I noticed that some people have it angled up, but they're right-hand shooters, so they have to grab it from a different angle. For me, my right hand is free. It's on the stock, so I can just pull that and slide it right in. So I like how I got that position. That little sticky didn't work. I had to put some Gorilla Glue on that shit. That man be making moves. Yeah. Master P be definitely making moves. Yes, Mossberg, RM, Chisel, yeah, trying to find one. Oh, okay. Mossberg make good shotguns. Beretta too. I was about to ask you about that. Yeah, that's what that was. Right. That little shell emergency load, and then I got the Enforce light on there. I took that other light off. I like the Enforce light because it sits flush and it's real discreet and small. You kind of don't even recognize it really. And I just put a little pick rail and mounted it on there, and that thing running cool. It's only like 600 lumens, but that's all you need. You don't need 1,000 lumens for a shotgun for home defense. And I just be having that thing just sitting there by the nightstand ready to go. Gonna suppressor it? No, man. I ain't doing no shotgun suppressor, man. I already told you run it. I only got one more suppressor to go. and it's going to be a 5.56 can suppressor, and I'm done. I'll have my 3 cans. You know what I'm saying? It's done. Everything ain't got to be suppressed. Now, what I might do is for that Springfield right there, I might get a threaded barrel because I already got the 45 can and suppress that. But that's about far as that's gonna go. Ain't no more buying suppressors after the 5.56. But man, let me tell you about YouTube. What's been going on with these motherfuckers tripping, bro? Have y'all been know who's monetized on this channel right here on this feed? Because if you ain't monetized, it probably ain't gonna make much sense. But if you monetize and you got ads running on your feed, man, this is very, very disturbing, man. The shit they running on our channels is crazy. Have anybody noticed all this? What is that? All this erectional dysfunctional, selling all these little pills to get you hard and all that kind of stuff. Man, I don't want that shit. That's funny. They always trying to tell you what you against the community guidelines. Well, I don't want none of this bullshit being ran on my channel. They always running these pills to get you hard. And the lady sitting there going, yeah, he go too early. And then ever since I gave him this pill, it's better. Man, I don't want to see that weirdo shit on my channel, man. And then they running all these video games where you can run a prison, build your own prison, and all this kind of junk. And they got the nerve to give me a strike for just saying, hey, this is my Glock 43X and this is the upgrades I got. That shit's way more weird. I find that kind of odd, like they are hijacking people's channels and running shit on it. And then also, I don't know if y'all noticed, because sometimes I'll go watch my own videos to see what the ads are and stuff. Because when you upload it, and sometimes a lot of people upload, like me, I don't even look at my video. I watch it before I upload it to make sure, whatever, the audio went out and stuff. I do it for that. I do it for quality check. But I don't really just watch it when it uploads, like when it's actually loaded. I watch it before it's loaded. So I watch it before ads. Man, I happened to watch one of my videos, and I was interested. It's like, oh, this is a good video. I'm watching it, and all of a sudden, boom, it went to a whole 1 minute, 2 minute ad. Like you couldn't even skip it. You know how sometimes it'll go a few seconds, then you can skip, and then you can get back to the video, and it'll skip again, and then it'll go to count down to 5 seconds, skip again. Man, this one wouldn't even let you skip. It made you watch I turned the damn video off my own video. I said, fuck that, I ain't watching this ad for no whole minute. It went for like 2 minutes, man, and then I clicked off and then came back, and then it picked up right where I left off. I thought that was shady, man. How they doing that now? I don't know if anybody noticing that. They doing that shit. That's new right there. They running whole big old ads on your shit now. It's crazy. And I don't like the ads they run. I don't want to see all that erectional dysfunctional shit and building prisons and all that kind of games. I don't even play video games. What the fuck they running that shit on my channel for? So it's just very disturbing, man, where all this shit is going. And then on my other channel, 2A Live TV, they wouldn't even let me go live. I guess I forgot, like you have to do so much to go live. I thought you can go live right out the gate when you made a channel. I don't know. Anybody got any comments on that? Like, when can you go live when you built a new channel? I thought it was automatic. I didn't know you have to, I know on Instagram you got to they want you to have 1,000 followers before you go live. I don't know how long that's gonna take because I ain't nowhere near 1,000. I don't even know how many followers I got on Instagram, but I ain't no 1,000. I did see a video on what was it? The Canik Prime, Radiant Prime. Somebody had a little issue with theirs, and he did a video on it. I was like, damn. That's too early already out the gate. Nope, you have to wait until 24 hours after you first try. Oh, okay, Gina versus Gina. Right, oh, Gina, let me make you a moderator. This is a good live because we ain't got no weirdos up in here. I hope I didn't jinx it. Okay, yeah, that's what it said, Gina. Yeah, you're right. It said it said stand by. We're preparing your live, and it had 24 hours. I said, what? 24 hours? What do you need 24 hours for? But yeah, so you have to actually try to go live, and then it'll activate. Okay, man, YouTube has me to not want to even monetize anymore. And then like on my daughters, it's like you can't even block certain ads. I know, that's what I was just talking about. They running what they want on your channels. without your permission, but then they're gonna get mad at you for a video that you click 18 and over on the content, and you already said in your disclaimer of your channel that you don't sell firearms, you don't, you know what I'm saying, all this stuff. And then even if you verbalize, that's why I tell people when they start their channels, I say, man, YouTube, I ain't selling nothing. I do it sometimes too, but to be honest with you, the robots don't even hear that shit. That's irrelevant, man. Like, you can say I'm not selling a gun. I ain't, I mean, I'm not promoting. I'm just talking about this gun. This is my favorite gun. You can say all that shit, and they still can find something against the community guidelines, but they can run a pill to get a man hard. What kind of shit is that, man? This shit is twisted, bro. It's rough for firearm content creators. Yeah, it is. They ain't doing it to every creator. I noticed that. But I do also notice that they'll let these knuckleheads go off there and do shorts, FRT in, and they barely holding the gun, ain't got no eye protection on, shooting the gun by their feet, damn near flagging the person, the cameraman with the gun, and they'll have 10,000 views, 100,000 views, and nothing happens. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even got nobody against nobody with an FRT, first of all, but LOL, we will escort the weirdos right out the back when they feed. Yeah, that's how TikTok is. Yeah, I don't even got a TikTok. I ain't never had a TikTok account. But I just know that they support reckless firearm creators doing crazy shit. Man, I saw this one kid that he had an FRT on something, man, I swear to God, it like the gun was about to jump out his hand. And he was almost turning his head. He had no eye protection. I mean, it was wild, man. I was like, what? And it's up on the feed. I'm like, that's crazy. The only reason why I'm not getting into FRT because I believe the ATF's gonna come for them motherfuckers pretty. They're gonna eventually start catching cats on that. The FRTs, that's gonna be a short-lived little thing right there. Because how you gonna ban a switch, but you gonna allow a FRT? I ain't trying to hate on it, but I'm saying that seems very close to me. A switch and a FRT. What is the difference, man? What is the difference? It's like a force reset trigger is no difference from a switch in my personal, because you're overriding, you're putting something in the firearm to override the normal speed of the trigger. I have a gun getaway last year and they took down one of my shorts because they said I was trying to sell it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. See, what they do is they set you up. Like, so if you're not monetized, your videos are just going to upload. Okay, I wish we could make a GunTube like YouTube app, but strictly 2A and just do our thing. Well, the workaround is doing like if you do like a Zoom call, or if you like do Yardbird, those are workarounds. But yeah, anything on YouTube is going to be tough. But what I was about to say, I got sidetracked, was that if you're not monetized, this is what I learned. And I don't know if it's 100% facts, but this is what I learned over the last 4 or 5 years doing YouTube. If you're not monetized, your videos will upload, okay? Unless it's something really crazy, if they gonna upload. The difference when you're monetized is that it can be a yellow $ with a circle or a green $ with a circle. The yellow $ is that you're getting your likes and your subscriptions and stuff like that. Right on, J Brass Trend Trader sent gold coin. I appreciate it, man. Yeah, anybody want to send? I don't even know. It's all super chats and all that kind of stuff. Y'all want to do that? I appreciate it. Hit the like button too. And but now what I was told, since they gave my last 2 strikes, that the YouTube guidelines changed January 1st, 2026. So now, if you're monetized, they're saying we can turn your video green, fully monetized with ads, but it's still your job to make sure it doesn't violate the community guidelines. Whereas prior to January 1st, 2026, they wouldn't even turn it green, or they wouldn't even upload it. They would say this is against YouTube guidelines, so you wouldn't never get a strike. It just wouldn't upload. Now they're saying we're gonna turn it green, but it's still your job to make sure it doesn't violate community guidelines. What kind of shit is that? So you don't even know if you would have to really just be like, okay, did I do something wrong? Is there something wrong? Because how would you know? Because if they turn it green, they fully monetize it, you would think you good. Well, you're not good. So that's the scary part about YouTube now. Now, if you're not monetized, yeah, that's a setup. It's a complete setup. And then they never explain what you actually did wrong in the guideline. they'll sometimes they'll point it out. They'll say at the 2 minute 40 second mark, this is where you went wrong, and then you roll back to the 2 minute 40 second mark, you ain't say shit wrong. It's like you could have done all that disclaimer shit in the beginning. I ain't trying to sell nothing. I ain't trying to promote the sale. They ain't got nothing to do with me. They ain't paid me to do this. You could say all that stuff. I'm in a safe, controlled environment. This gun is. What I don't understand when people they say I'm in a safe, controlled environment, and then this firearm is unloaded, and then they rack the slide, and then they squeeze the trigger, safe direction. That makes no sense to me, really, because I never got that part. Like I used to just rack my slide and shoot my gun, whatever. I never really said safe direction, all that shit, because to be honest with you, who's gonna know what the safe direction is? If you're in the second floor of an apartment and there's people below you and you point down, is that the safe direction? No. If you point to the right, but there's a window and it's an apartment next to you to the right, is that a safe direction? No. If you on the second floor, but it's a third floor, if you shoot up, is that a safe direction? No. So it's like the safe direction thing is irrelevant too. I wouldn't even do that no more. And far as like, if you want to show clear, it's fine. But I think showing clear kind of sets you up to get a strike, because you're racking a gun and you know what I'm saying? It's like you just never know. I would rather just do the video, just show the gun, and don't even say that it's unloaded or whatever. But the minute you rack it open and show that it's clear, drop the mag, it's empty, and point, say safe direction, squeeze the trigger. I've heard people have gotten strikes on their videos for that. Not me, but I heard somebody got a strike for a video and he did all that, and they said, you fired a gun on camera or something like that. He said the gun was empty. So I was like, this is unbelievable. So if you are unmonetized, some of your videos may actually be against the YouTube guidelines, but you don't know it because they haven't given you a strike for it because it's not monetized. So when you do get monetized, I hate to say it, but I wouldn't monetize all your old videos. I would just like start from the day you get monetized, just because those videos are gonna still be on your channel. It's just that they're not monetized, so they can't do nothing about it. See, YouTube wants to take your stuff. They want your content. So if they can get you to monetize it, because they're gonna allow you to monetize it. Once you get monetized, you click on monetize and then turn on, and then they're gonna review it again, and then they'll do something different. What's up with it? Do something different. What's up, Fight Warrior 11? Okay. So what I would suggest, again, if you're not monetized, let's say you got like 500 videos, 1,000 videos, doesn't matter, whatever you got, and then all of a sudden you get an email from YouTube saying you monetize. Gunplay Chris, what's up with it, baby? All right, salute. And then it says you monetize. At that point, do not monetize any of your old videos. Just start fresh from the next video, boom, and then make sure that you are being very cautious of what's going on. That's my theory. Because to be honest with you, I got a strike off a video that was 8 months old, that was fully monetized, that had over 7,000 views. That's crazy. So you just never know with the robots when they go scanning through your channel what they gonna find. Riley W6Y, oh yeah. So yeah, it's definitely trying to discourage people from doing gun content, and that's just where it's at right now with the YouTube gun content. It's not gonna stop it. I mean, I did a video saying it's probably gonna go away. It probably won't go away because they clearly allow so much to go on. Like I saw a video, love the content, right on Gunplay Chris. I saw a video that GHG Hustle did. He said, I bought my 4-year-old a gun. Now, according to the law, any adult can teach their kid. You can go to any range with your child, and it's your responsibility. Gun ranges are not responsible for your children. You're responsible for your own children. But when you think about it, it's like, what is wrong? What is wrong, and what is right when you're talking about the impression of firearms? I think GHG's Hustle video was awesome because he's showing an image of a dad with his kid shooting a firearm, teaching them how to be safe with it and things of that nature. But it don't really resonate with the people that don't own firearms. And so what I'm saying is that they can take that video and take that and run it and then say, oh man, see, this is why you got people out here letting 4-year-olds shoot guns. And then they'll take the narrative and spin it completely different. You see what I'm saying? So if somebody who's naive and didn't really see the video said like, yeah, GH also let his son shoot a 4-year-old son shoot a gun. They make it seem like he's just out there in the backyard by himself with a gun, and that's not the case. So I just find it interesting how image and how the people who don't own guns have a bigger impact on how a person would view firearms. You know what I'm saying? They don't listen to the people who are actually doing it every day. They listen to people that don't know anything about guns, and then they spin a narrative to make them seem like that we're all reckless. You know what I'm saying? Great live. Just pulled up on my destination. I'm gonna get it with you later. Be safe and easy. Yeah, you too, STR. Appreciate you jumping in, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, do something different. Yeah, YouTube is fucking nuts. Yeah, it is, man. It's crazy. And so that's why, you see a lot of people like changing up how they do their videos and stuff. I know I did a little bit, but like, cause I got a, not so for example, like when I do the home invasion videos and stuff like that, I get a lot of views off that. I did a home invasion video like about a year ago, like 30,000 views, 170 subs, off one video. And I got an email from YouTube saying that I was using something content or something because I use a news clip. Well, the news stuff is public use, free use. And so I could, man, you know how many motherfucking YouTubers use news clips like Colin Noir and what's the other dude? Arm Sitter with the one that I can't think of his name. I can't think of his name, but yeah, there's a lot of people, big time gun tubers using news clips for videos, and I'm like, why would you even send me that video? But I do them anyway. They don't give me a strike for, but they were just saying like, so because you can get a copyright strike too, but they also can just get, for example, when I went to the Bayou Classic at the Superdome, all right, Grambling Southern game. And I was showing people my seats, and it had music in the background. Well, YouTube said it was a music copyright, and they redlined it. They didn't give me a strike, but they redlined it, saying that you can't get any ads or revenue from it. I'm like, but I'm not using the music to make money off of it. It was just in the background, and that's why when I go down to Bourbon Street when I do videos, sometimes I really can't. I have to do pre-recorded videos because there's so much music on Bourbon Street. So if you walk by a bar and they're playing in the bar getting tipsy, whatever, Shabuzi, well, they're gonna say that it's a copyright strike. I'm thinking like, well, wait a minute. I thought you can film in the general public. I thought the public, you can film. It's not a law against you filming in the general public. So whatever sound gets picked up, that's not on me. It's not like I'm playing the fucking music on my video. I'm just walking down Bourbon Street, and the bar got the music playing. So it's really weird, man. Even my last video was blurred body. I got no strike, which is a blessing, but crazy based on your experience. Yeah. Kind of like the video with the IRS security guard that drew down a cop that walked in and called the police, saying a man there with a gun never said it was a police officer. Yeah, exactly, man. That's what makes this gun stuff really dangerous, man. That's why I tell people, man, like when you get into firearms, man, like do it all over again. I probably would have never did a gun channel, probably, because of the headaches that go behind doing it. I did it for fun. I still do it for fun, but the whole thing was just to be fun. Because some of the guys that I started up with doing this, like I used to watch Demolition Ranch all the time, and I just thought it was fun. And they used to blow shit up and just do all kind of crazy stuff like that. And Hickok 45 shooting in his backyard, and that's really what got me into GunTube, was a couple guys like that. I never really got into it to turn it political and had to talk about topics and ads and all this kind of shit. So it just goes to show that this is the one genre of GunTube that or YouTube that they took and weaponized it. Really, to be honest with you, they kind of weaponized it, used it to divide people a little bit, so to speak. I miss Demolition Ranch. Yeah, Demolition Ranch was the shit, man. That was the one that really made me really like I used to watch that shit religiously. Like, man, that shit was they do so much cool stuff. And T-Rex Arms with Lucas, I used to watch him a lot, and it was crazy. Like, even the the big YouTubers, a lot of them they divided up each other a little bit. Like like Grand Thumb and what's his name fell out because he dude was hitting on his wife, whatever, and all that kind of stuff. And then T Rex Arms, all that drama went down. But I'm loaded. I'm loaded. Headed out. I'm gonna catch you later. Y'all stay blessed and safe. Yeah, you too. Running. Stay blessed, man. Stay blessed. Appreciate you, nephew. Hey, you got to send me a hat too. Run it. But yeah. But yeah, even when I first saw Nicholas Irving many years ago, he was on Demolition Ranch before he had dreadlocks. Yep. I remember that. I remember before he had dreadlocks. He got dreadlocks because he went through depression or something like that. He went through some shit. Nicholas Irving. Yeah, he went through some shit, man. That's why I like. What's his name? The guy does the interview. Chris. He does the interviews on this channel. But there's a lot going on, and it's a lot of money involved with it too, though. Like that's why they toggle this. They toggle firearms around politically every election, bounce it back and forth, bounce it back and forth. And if you pay attention, since Trump's been in office, the supermajority in the Supreme Court, they haven't done anything for the 2A community. So it goes to show that in a whole, they don't want us to be armed, really, because unarmed societies, you can really control people a lot easier. And so as long as you got a lot of anti-gun people, it's always going to be an uphill battle. Ranger snipers, yep, yeah, definitely. Ranger sniper, he been through a lot, man. That dude cheated death a few times. And I think he had a home invasion too. So I think one of his episodes, something about someone tried to break in his house one time, which is crazy. Could you imagine breaking into Nicholas Irving house? That would be fucking crazy. Yeah, Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan is another guy I watch a lot. Yeah, he always has some great interviews, and he had Annie Jacobson on there, and she's like the Grim Reaper. Annie Jacobson, I don't know if y'all know who she is. She wrote a whole bunch of books, political books, war books, inside information on what goes on in the Oval Office and stuff like that. She did recently the one nuclear war and Operation Paperclip. Yeah, she's legendary. You can look her up, Annie Jacobson. But she's a Grim Reaper. I mean by that, she always give us the dark side of politics and the dark side of what our military does and what they get deployed to do and stuff like that. And so Sean Ryan brings her on every now and then, and it'd be some good stuff, man. He didn't break in, but Nick beat him up a little and scared the shit out. Oh, okay. So you remember that episode too? Yeah. Okay, I knew it was something like that. But can you imagine breaking into a Navy SEAL Delta Team Ranger sniper house? Man, you picked the wrong house, buddy. You picked the wrong house. Golly, could you imagine? Because they got guns laying all over the place. No doubt about it. Maybe I'm wrong. No, yeah, I think you might be right. I don't remember it fully. I just knew it was attempted home invasion or home invasion, but he didn't have to put the guy down. You're right. I don't remember him saying he had to put him down. I think he probably subdued him and until the police came. I think it was something like that. But just the mere fact that these criminals don't know whose houses they're breaking into, it shows you how deadly it could be. How scary it can be. So, just something to think about, man. Like always have something ready, something on you, even inside your house, because you may not have time to get to where your gun is at. So it's nice to have something. Like right now, as I'm filming this video, I have a gun on me. So it's just something that it's just a good practice to have, man. To always have something on you. But I was going to talk about one more thing was traveling, man. Like when you traveling, what's y'all take about traveling? Like, because down here in the southeast Louisiana, we hit the road I-10 West or 10 East, or we going north in the state or whatever. These are some open roads, man. Like, you going through areas, and you just never know what could happen. So that's why it's nice to have two guns on you when you're traveling on the open roads. And then down in the south, it might not be a bad idea to have a shotgun and a pistol, because you never know. You might have to flat tire, something happen, engine overheat, and you might have to walk. And then on the side of our freeways, we got swamps and shit. So you might have to put down some wildlife just to get back into humanity. So I always think about that when I'm traveling a couple hours away. Like, man, I mean, what should I bring with me? Because I'm definitely gonna have my EDC on me, but I want to have something else, and that's why I got the T size 10 mil, because that'll be a good backup truck gun, so to speak. See, a truck gun to me doesn't have to be a PCC or a AR pistol and nothing like that. It don't have to be all that, you know. You just want to have something with a little bit more thump, probably ready and accessible. Because usually, if you have a nice EDC firearm, it got 15 rounds, and for me, it's going to have 15 rounds and a 15 round backup, and probably if like running tactical said, I might have a 33 laying in the glove box or a 24 rounder, something like that. But I don't. Sometimes I don't really roll out with a PCC because I don't want to deal with like having to tote it around with me where I go in a backpack or something like that. And I definitely don't believe in leaving guns in my vehicle. That's one thing I do not do is leave the guns in my car. Now I got a pistol lockbox with a cable that attaches to my underneath my seat undercarriage, and it's pretty sturdy. But that's only if I'm going to court or something like that, which I don't go to court. But I'm just saying, if I go to a federal place where I can't bring a gun in or something like that, or maybe whatever it may be, but it's only going to be for 20 minutes or 30 minutes at the max. Max 30 minutes. It's not those car boxes, lock boxes. They're not meant for overnight and long hours, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours without you going back to check on it. So I'm a very strong. Uh, I'm anti leaving guns in cars because that's how a lot of criminals get their hands on guns. They break in cars and find guns. Another bear attack. LOL down. Yep. Another bear attack. Yeah. That's what everybody say with the 10 mil. Well, in case I'm in the woods and I run into a bear. Man, to be honest with you, from what I watch Alaskan Ballistics with my man Chuck, and I watch Chook Outdoors because Chook be hit Chuck and Chook are friends, and Chook always be putting bear attacks up. And man, let me tell you, there's a couple of facts about people don't realize these national parks. They don't allow firearms. Now some do. Now Denali up in Alaska, I think those parks may allow. But if you go to state parks in pretty much in America like Yosemite, Yellowstone, a lot of those parks don't allow you to shoot a bear, man. I don't know if people realize that. So when you go out there hiking and camping in these national parks with straight real wilderness, like they don't. A lot of these national parks, y'all can look at the guidelines. They don't allow you. They want you to use bear spray. They don't want you using a firearm. So you still would have to have a concealed carry permit of that state if that you're camping or hiking in that national park. And I do believe, don't quote me, but I think Colorado Rocky National Park, I was out there, and they don't allow you to have a pistol. I'm not quite sure. Some guy told me because I had my Glock 29, and I had it anyway. And the guy was like, he goes, yeah, I got one too, but man, if we use it, we're gonna be in a world of trouble. I said, what do you mean? He said, because they don't allow you to shoot your gun in a national park and wildlife. I was like, what? Well, what are we supposed to do? He said, that's why everybody got these big ass bear spray cans. I was like, what? So that's another thing you got to realize. You see these cats hiking on the Appalachian Trail and the Pacific Coast, the Pacific Crest Trail and all that. And if you run up and get to a bear, that whole movie shit, that ain't the way it go down, bro. You shoot that animal, man. You want to stay there with that animal. The ranger's going to come. It's going to be a whole report. And you're going to have to explain why you have a firearm in a national park. Meet the targets, man. Appreciate that 5, man. Appreciate you, man. I appreciate that. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Meet the targets, man. I really appreciate that. Man, you ain't a moderator? Hold on for a second. Let's see here. Yeah, there you go. You a moderator. Appreciate that. So that's just something you gotta. That gun guy again. What's up with it, fam? Yeah, that's something you got to keep in mind. And also, Chook, I think Chook carries a Glock 20, and he used to carry a 44 Magnum or something like that. But he moved over to a Glock 20. So there was this kid was with his father out there in the woods hunting or whatever it may be, and he saved his dad's life. He shot a bear with a Glock 20, 3 shots, center mass, and took it down. And man, and the kid was like 13. So yeah, so the Glock 20 is very represented strongly in the woods. The Glock, I know that for a fact because I had a Glock 29. My son said a lot of guys in Alaska got Glock 29s. So the Glock 29 and the Glock 20 are real big hitters in the outback in the woods. A lot of people rock those, and they rock the Glock 20 mainly before is for the capacity. You get 13 rounds of 10 mil. Yeah, I mean that's hard to beat. And so the standard 1911s, you get 8 shots, 9, some 7. So this is a big difference. And they wear them on chest rigs. They always got them on their chest because you got to be able to grab that thing and go. But I won't be getting no Glock 20. But I'm just saying that's the only 10 mil I'm gonna probably have. That one right there. That's good enough for me, and it shoots good. I mean, like I said, when you shooting these 1911s, you don't want to fight recoil. What you want to do is have a firm grip, and that's for any gun for the most part. This whole kung fu grip thing is out of control. You don't need to really choke the shit out of the gun. Recoil is just recoil. I never really got the big deal. People always say, "Yeah, man, I'm managing that recoil." I was taught to roll with the recoil, have a strong grip, but the trigger pull is what I was always taught was the most important factor of shooting, is having a nice, even, slow, and surprising break. Like you're not anticipating the recoil. You're just trying to pull the trigger back squarely without the sights moving. And to me, that was the fundamental for me to learn how to shoot was that. So after you squeeze the trigger, boom, and the round leaves the firearm, you're gone. I mean, the recoil is irrelevant. It has no effect on where the bullet's traveling. What's going to have the biggest effect where the bullet goes is going to be squeezing the trigger. I donate, but I've been hurting for a while for money. Hey, don't worry about it. Do something different, man. Hey, man, I just appreciate you tapping in. You always been supporting my channel, man. Like I said, I don't really do the whole begging for money thing. I'll gladly accept it. And I appreciate it, but nobody has to do any of that, man. I know some people they whole live stream, donate to the channel, do this, do that. I just say hit the like button, and subscribe if you're not subscribed. TGAA, good live last night. Oh, the gun guy again. Okay, there y'all go with those acronyms again. Everything fine. But yeah, man, the whole bear in the woods thing, from my understanding, it's something that you never ever want to encounter, like, because your blood pressure is going to rise tremendously, and bears are fast and they move super quick. They close the gap really, really quick, so even if you are ready, they say you won't see it though. That's what makes it so scary. So the bears are like stalkers, like they predators, man. Like they'll just be in the cuts. They camouflage well. And for you to think that just because you got a 10 mil on you, you're gonna survive this encounter, nah, man, it's not gonna be that easy to get out of that. Now, also, is in Montana, Utah, and all those areas up there, Idaho. I used to work in Wyoming, but Montana, Utah, particularly, they got mountain lions. Montana, Idaho, Utah, they got mountain lions, and them things, they be up in trees and they pounce on you. They'll pounce on you. Mountain lions are very aggressive, like, man. So I heard Washington State got a lot of bobcats and mountain lions and stuff. So state of Washington, because I used to do a job. I used to work out in Walla Walla, Washington. I don't know if y'all know Walla Walla, Washington, but Pasco, Washington, on the east side of Washington, right there by the gorge, in state line. It's on the border of Washington State and Oregon. And man, we used to work out there, do jobs out there, and these guys used to go mountain lion hunting almost every weekend. It was crazy, man. And there's like, hey, you want to go with us, Brown? I'm like, nah, Brown, cool. I'm cool on a mountain lion hunt. And so a lot of the farmers will pay guys to go take out. Buck Tactical, what's up with it, baby? They will pay out Montana and Utah. The farmers will pay guys to stalk mountain lions. Now you can't just kill them. There's another species that you just can't go out. You can kill a mountain lion to defend your life, but you can't just go out there just sniping off a mountain lion. What you got to do is run them to the high country. So they try to keep them in the high country, away from the residents. So when you hear a call come in of a family spotted a mountain lion running down the street, whatever it might be, they have people that will come in and get the scent with their dogs and try to find where that lion's at, that cat at, and then run him up in a tree, and then they try to pin him in a tree, and try to get them up out of the area. And that's the only thing you really can do. But you can't kill them to defend your life. So I think a lot of people, when they think of wildlife, they think that you can just go out in the woods and then just shoot an animal. You do that, your ass end up in jail. That ain't legal at all. You only can kill wildlife if wildlife is attacking you. Same with wolves. You just can't go out there just stalking wolves and shooting wolves, man. Your ass end up in federal prison doing that shit. Yeah, you have to wait till a wolf try to attack you or kill your animals or on your property. That's it. Do something different. Just recently, hey, make sure y'all hitting the like button when y'all come in, man. Hit the like button for me. And also, if y'all haven't subscribed to my other channels, 2A Life TV, The Glue, you got some great interviews up there. It's kind of interesting with this Fauci stuff coming up. Some of these guys are giving testimonies of what they were doing during COVID and food and firearms. But yeah, you recently saw a video with a 46-year-old woman that was on a run on a trail and was on her way to have dinner with her parents. The mountain lion got her, man. It was sad the way her parents sounded. Yeah, man. The mountain lions are they will attack humans way more than a bear would. And what I mean by that is that bears, I've been in an encounter with a bear in Wyoming. There's like 6 of us is on a trail, and it's like a little creek bed. And my buddy was the one that saved our lives because he said, "Hey, there's a cub over there. Let's get the fuck out of here." And so he saw a cub bear, and we was about to drop a line and fish. We're like, "Well, let's get a little fish real quick." He said, "Man, get your shit. Let's go. We don't know where the mom's at." I'm like, this is my first experience and knowledge of how this shit worked. So he was like, "Let's get up out of here." So we trying getting our stuff in. And sure enough, man, whoa, man, by the time we got up out of the end of the trail end, we heard rah or whatever. Man, the mama bear came running down the trail, and then he shot off his 44 Magnum in the air. Pow! Then the bear turned back. Boom. So yeah. So if the mama bear, if you run on a trail, there's a mama bear with her cubs, boy, you about to be dinner. And so you got to kind of, to get attacked by a bear, you would have to kind of get up on them without them, you know what I'm saying? Like you must have been upwind or something, and you like all of a sudden approach the bear, and boom, there they are. But for the most part, mountain lions, they will stalk your ass, and wolves will do the same thing, because wolves are apex predators, and a lot of people don't know this. Wolves, they just kill for the sport of it. They kill for the sport. It's nothing for a pack of wolves to take down a deer or whatever, and they'll take it down, tear it all apart, and they'll leave it, and then they just take off once they get the blood in their mouth, and they'll just leave the animal. So wolves will leave their kill to get another animal to come to their kill, and then they'll try to kill it. So you have to be careful around dead carcasses in the woods, because it might be a wolf carcass, because the bear gonna eat everything, the bones, everything. It's gonna be demolished. But wolves are known to kill something and leave it there and then come back. So they're more. I worry more about wolves and mountain lions when I'm in the woods than I do a bear, to be honest with you. Because the whole bear in the wool thing, the bear in the woods thing, is a little more Hollywood than it is reality, meaning that you have to be vulnerable for a bear to attack you. But if you are making loud sounds and things like that, and beating on cans and playing music, that's why people they carry little speakers when they hike, because they don't want to sneak up, they don't want to creep up on a bear. You know what I mean? Do something different. Says Buck Tactical said, "I have bear in my backyard." I bet. Said chewed her throat out. The LEOs spotted it on different one and shot at it. Yeah, man. The mountain lions is, whew. They are known to attack humans. They are known. And then what's crazy is at night they even stalk and stuff. So like it's a whole lot out there in the woods. So when people say like, "Oh, I'll just go out into the woods," a lot of people don't realize that, a lot of people that live in the city are not prepared to live in the woods at all. They have no idea. There's people in the city that are afraid of rats. So how are they gonna be able to deal with the woods? "Oh, there's a rat over there," and they start running. It's like, if you're running from a rat, you ain't ready for the woods. But I always camped and took my kids out in the woods when they were little. They grew up camping, so they have a good understanding that, nature has to be respected at all times. And that's why you see a lot of those cats in Alaska be having those 44 Magnums and 45, 70 over unders, because man, you got to get it down with one shot. Because if your blood pressure and holding a handgun, man, do you know how efficient you would have to be to shoot a bear with a 10 mil pistol? That's why a lot of cats carry over unders and they carry shotguns and stuff like that, because you get 3 points of contact. Because once that blood pressure start kicking up, and now the reason why they do have pistols, because you can get to it accessibly easy, and you can shoot it from any angle. Whereas you got to wield the gun around, a 16-inch barrel or whatever it may be. You got to wield it around, but it's something that you definitely don't want to have to ever encounter, is shooting a bear. Fuck no, that shit sounds easier than said done. Like I said, watch Chooks, he'll tell you about it. Yeah, man. But yeah, man, SBR is way to go. That's what I'm doing. I've got all my shit SBR now. Like I said, I'm really thinking about getting a Kuna SBR because I want to put a stock on it instead of that brace. And I just don't want to deal with no fucking brace shit, man. They just keep flip flopping. I put that Brynite light on there. That little, I can't touch it. That light fits perfect on there with the two eyeballs, kind of like the alien type thing. I took the Surefire off because it had a pressure pad. This is way easier. Yes, indeed, man. It's a pretty good live, man. I appreciate everybody sticking around, man. Everybody's still in here. I wanted to talk about one more thing. I remember when they made slam fire shotguns. Yep. John Orville. Yep, I remember that. My grandma, my big mama lived there in Louisiana, in Castor. And I remember she the one that taught us how to shoot. She had an over under, was a 22 LR and a 410 shotgun over under. That was a badass gun. I don't know what happened to that gun. She had that, and then she had a 12 gauge shotgun. That motherfucker had an 18-inch barrel. It was hella long. And man, we used to go out shooting those things, man. I remember my brother shot a rabbit with the 12 gauge shotgun, blew that shit apart, and we kind of left it there. And my grandma made us walk back and get it, and then she put it in a pot, boiled it. All the lead dropped out to the bottom of the pot, and she made us eat it because we killed the animal without eating it. And then she said, you don't shoot a fucking little bitty rabbit with a big ass 12 gauge shotgun. She said that's what the 22 was for. And so she taught us how to use certain calibers on certain animals. And the biggest rule she taught us, you don't kill nothing that you don't plan on eating. So, so she took that shit. My grandma was an old school barefoot in the South, man. She used to walk around in there gardening all around her property barefoot. She used to pick up snakes and move them. I remember when we was a kid, Grandma, it's a snake on the, big mom, it's a snake on the porch. Man, my big mom would come out there, grab that snake by the tail and the head at the same time, and then walk it out into the bush somewhere out there and try and toss it. I was like, damn, I thought you was gonna kill it. She said, that snake ain't done nothing to nobody. I was like, wow. We from Chicago coming down here visiting her in the summer, and we was just like, man, that's mind blowing. And that was one of our experiences with my big mama. She was straight nature. She had deers coming up to her porch, raccoons, all kind of animals would come up on her porch because she would feed them. And she wasn't afraid of none of them. She never got a bit or anything, man. It was really wild, man. My big mama was a truth. But yeah, those mountain lions, they go for the jugular. They are apex predators, man. And they can get big, couple 100 pounds. Big ass cats. Any of y'all ever been to Wyoming, Montana, Idaho, out there in the great Northwest? I've been all over there. I've been to Oregon, Washington State, Idaho, Montana, South Dakota, Wyoming, Nebraska, Colorado. I've been all over there. What's wild is that people think Nevada, when they think of Nevada, they just think Las Vegas. They don't realize that shit is country as fuck. It's a lot of cattle, a lot of agriculture, and a lot of open land. A true western state, Nevada. But yeah, Vegas is just one little part of it. From Texas, we got just about everything. Yeah, fuck yeah, Texas got everything. I remember when we drove, when I moved to Louisiana, we drove. We shipped one car and we drove one. And I had a trunk full of, I had so many fucking guns. I had about 14 guns on me because I didn't want to put it in the truck the moving truck because I heard so many nightmares about people getting their shit stolen. And my homie said he said hell no, take all your guns with you. Don't put none of that shit in the truck. So I had loaded up our car and everything. And then that's when I was telling people, if you never done a loadout, yo, what's up, the frozen one? If you never done a loadout, I'm gonna hear me out on this now. If you well, how many minutes? Just do me a favor. Open carry in Texas. Well, it's open carry all damn hell. The states got open carry. California's an open carry state. Be honest with you, a lot of people don't realize that the Black Panthers was the one that let everybody remember that. They long guns though, not pistols. But yeah, the open carry is definitely a thing out west. Definitely out in Wyoming. There's more cats out there open carry because they take pride in the old school guns like revolvers and 1911. They got these leather holsters and they wear the drop legs and they got oh man this in Wyoming they got real cowboys, man. You know what I'm saying? They really be about that life. So I remember I was at a when we were stationed in Wyoming doing a job in Evanston, Wyoming, and we would go into the bank and get our per diem, and the per diem was good because it was like 161 every week. But I would go to the bank and get my per diem. And I remember one day this dude came in and had a big ass 44 Magnum on his hip in the bank in Wyoming. So you know if you can open carry in the bank, then it's wide open, man. But if any of you guys ever been out west, because let me tell you right now, man, one thing about out west, I know everybody heading to Walmart. I'm about to listen, but I'm probably won't be back to chat much while shopping. Okay, yeah. Be careful in Walmart. You know, shit always pile. I always put my head on a swivel in Walmart. You just never know what's going to. Walmart just seem to be, I go there quite often too, but let me tell you, that's the one place where I always say, if some shit going to go wrong, it's going to be at a motherfucking Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Because you get the walk of life of everybody in the Walmart. You got the business, you got the techies, you got the hood, you got the rednecks, you got the country boys, you got oh man, you get everything. You got motherfuckers in there shoplifting, you got just everything in Walmart. It's definitely a hotbed for something to go wrong at a Walmart. That's why I always when I go in there, I always go quick. I get in there, keep my head on swivel, whoop, 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 and get up out of here real quick as possible. There's just too much going on. Just like going to a mall, I get really itsy, get kind of antsy when I go to malls. And I don't go to malls too often, but I don't like malls either, man. When I was younger, that was a place to be, but not older. But yeah, if y'all get a chance, man, you got to get out west though and see all that beautiful country, that land out there, man. I'm out west. Luckily, I've only seen one disturbance there. Yeah, I mean it don't happen. I'm not saying Walmart is unsafe. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but whenever you can put a whole bunch of people in a box store from different walks of life, you don't know what everybody's intentions is, why they're going to the Walmart. You know what I'm saying? Because we do know there's some weirdos that like they do, like inflict pain on people because they go to those big places because they have a lot of soft targets. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you what though, if you get a chance to go out west and see that beautiful country, man, the mountains and stuff, and the landscapes and man, it has it all, man. Oregon, Washington State, the most beautiful land I've ever seen in my life was two areas. California has outstanding landscapes and mountain ranges. Like if you've been to the redwoods and the sequoias, uh, you go up north. I mean, right close up to the border. Up when you get to like Shasta, I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. California landscape is beautiful because you have the ocean too. You have mountains, oceans, and deserts all in one landscape. So it's absolutely gorgeous in California. But outside of California, I would say Montana was absolutely gorgeous. Idaho was beautiful. Wyoming Wyoming's beautiful, but it can get desolate, where all you see is just sagebrush for miles and miles and just flat tundra. But once you get to Montana and Idaho, you start seeing the mountains and stuff like that. I heard a loud male yell, "Ah, get off me!" And I turned and put my hand on my gun under my shirt. Yeah, hell yeah. I lived in SoCal 12 years. The Inland Empire, the valley had beautiful scenes. Yeah, Inland Empire, it's hot out there. Rancho Cucamonga and all up in there. Yeah, IE, yeah, man, you talk about a congested area. That place has got, Inland Empire got so big. Amazon went out there and set up shop in the Inland Empire. I know that area very well. Ontario, Rancho Cucamonga, Uh, yeah, man, I know that whole area very well. It's 116 here. Where you at? Do something different. Where you at? 116? You in Texas? Where you said you was at? 116. God damn. God, what that? Where you at? I forgot where you said you in Texas. Where? What part of Texas you at? 116. That's hot, bro. Shit. It's only like 95, but it feel like 100. THE. Yeah, buddy. But it's definitely Austin, Texas. Okay, Austin, Texas. We got beautiful lakes, streams, trails, trees, etc. Come by and visit Texas. You're always welcome. Oh yeah, for sure. But the only thing about Texas, y'all ain't got no mountains. Like out west, you got the mountains. You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to Yosemite, man, you'll be blown back of the Uintas, and then out there in Utah. And then if you go Yellowstone National Park, all up, man, it's absolutely gorgeous, man. Oh yeah, Texas is beautiful too. Oh yeah, back to my story. If you never did a loadout, I left Cali in 2017, yeah, but I can't imagine with all that tech giants and Amazon and all that tech. Oh yeah, they took over the Inland Empire. Amazon got like 5 freeway exits when you hit the IE. It's literally 5 exits, man. Nothing but trucks, loading docks, and big ass sorts and everything, man. It is crazy. Big Bend in Texas. Yep, we have mountains here. They're smaller than Colorado and stuff, but they're here. Yeah, there's a few of them. But man, if you never done a loadout, I suggest. So, is you a big gun guy and you got a bunch of guns and you want to see what it would look like if you had to like load up and get everything out and go? Just do it in your driveway one day. I took 13, 14 guns and had over 5,000 worth of ammunition, 5,000 rounds worth of ammunition, all different calibers. Probably more than that, about maybe 6,000 rounds, 7,000 rounds of ammunition. Going through all these checkpoints, man, it's nerve wracking. But the fact that you got to put all this shit in bags and all these ammo cans and stuff, man, I didn't realize how shit. There's an Amazon distribution center like 5 miles from me. I'm waiting for that and all that data centers to start popping up. Yeah, Louisiana about to get hit hard with data. Like Ruston, they bought it. Elon Musk talking about putting SpaceX in Louisiana, and they putting that big ass $37 billion data center out there in northern Louisiana. They about to come down here and set up shop big time because they ain't no environmental shit down here. A lot of extra weight. Yeah, it's a lot of extra weight, man. And then you going through all these border checks. Like when we went through New Mexico, it's a border check there. When you go from state to state, from leaving from Arizona to New Mexico, and New Mexico to Texas, and then going through San Antonio, driving right next to Juarez off that freeway, El Paso, and all that shit, man. All these fucking DEA and CIA and state troopers and U.S. Marshals, and man, it's a lot, bro. I did not realize. And here's the catch. So me and my wife driving, and all we got is me and my wife and a Yorkie. And so our goal is to not drive at night. And so you got to stay at all these you got to map out your stops. Like our first stop from San Diego was Tucson. And then our next stop was going to be, where did we stay next? We didn't stay in New Mexico. We blew through Albuquerque and all that. Not Albuquerque, but Las Cruces is what we drove through there because we took the 10 all the way across basically. And but once we got into Texas, man, we had to stay in Texas twice. Like one stop was by this military fort, and I remember we pulled up, and I said, "Man, can you give me a room on the first floor so I can my car?" And the girl said this. We were in Texas. I can't remember what fort it was. I can't remember the fort. It'll come to me in a minute. But anyway, it was an army base right there. And she said, "You might be in the safest place in Texas." She said, "We have state troopers, U.S. Marshals, and the Army right here." And she said, "I doubt anybody would touch your car." I was like, "What?" I'm about ready to just commit to living in rural areas. It's too much people in pandemonium living anything remotely metropolitan. I lived in New York too. I'm all over the cities and dense population. Yeah, me too. And so, but I was like, she didn't know I had all these guns and ammo. So I had to, every time we stopped and spend a night, I had to take all that shit out the car, put it in the room because I didn't want to leave nothing in the car. And let me tell you, man, 13 guns and about 6,000 rounds of ammunition. And that's not even a huge loadout. That's just because I had to move everything. It's a lot, man. So I don't think the average person. I think when they go to the range, they take a couple guns. They go like, okay, yeah, well, try to do a real loadout, like with go bags, plate carriers, gun belts, battle belts, ammunition, plethora of different firearms, and just try to load it all in your car, and then you'll see what I'm talking about. It ain't. It's not for the weak, dude. It's a big deal. So when people say, "Oh, loadout," well, I know for a fact if I had the get the shit to fan, and I got to get up out of here. I'm not taking all my guns. I already made that conclusion in my head. There's no way I'm doing that again. If like somebody, oh, you got to go. It's about to flood, or it's an earthquake, or everything about to burn up. Get what you can. I already know what I already have a plan of what I'm taking and what's going to have to be left because it's too much, man. And I had a pistol case that was just like long guns. I had a pistol case with like 9 guns in it. So I got a little case, that can hold 10 guns. So you got all that going on too, man. It's not what people think, man. When you do a loadout, man, you're probably gonna take what you're looking at right here might be all I might take. You know what I'm saying? A couple pistols, a shotgun, a AR, and a PCC. That might be it. And then you got to get all the ammo for all these firearms too. So it's not what people think. They be watching too many movies thinking it's that easy. Fort Bragg. What it says, you ain't lying. I live next to Fort Bragg, which is the biggest base, home to 82nd Airborne Green Berets. My son did his bases at Fort Bragg. Spec Ops. There's always shit going down here. It ain't as safe as people claim. Yeah, they busted some cartel type stuff out here a couple years ago. Pickup truck with 2 full ammo. 200. Oh yeah, I remember that. And they busted some Asian dude who had like all 400,000 rounds of ammunition and all kind of stuff. Oh yeah, a lot of the guns that you see on the street, the military type firearms you see on the street, that be coming from those bases. People think that everybody in the military is on the up and up. A lot of troops be stealing shit and selling it, and gangbangers join the military, and then they steal guns and give them to they former gang members. So a lot of these military type stuff you see on the streets be coming from military armories. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't realize that. Yes, we do. We have military personnel that steal. Go figure. But the loadout thing is something I would like to see somebody do a video on that. I might just do one. The loadouts is not for the weak. So if you don't have a comprehensive plan already as a loadout, you gonna be overwhelmed because you're gonna be like, man, what do I take? Your favorite this, your favorite that, man. Your favorite shit don't matter in the loadout. You gotta take what's gonna go bang, what's gonna be reliable. Like I said, this could be a loadout, but you better believe I'm gonna have some Glock pistols over some 1911s as a loadout. Are you kidding me? The 10 mil might make the loadout because it's 10 mil, but I got a Glock 21. I got a Glock 19, a Glock 19X, and all that shit. So, Glocks is gonna be on my loadout for sure, on my pistol loadout. They all gonna be Glocks probably, but you gotta have a 5.56. You might want to have a shotgun, a PCC, and then it starts adding up. And then you look around, you're like, I got 9 guns. I got to get up out of here, and then you got to get all the ammo. I mean, has anybody actually held 1,000 rounds of 9 mil? It ain't really overly heavy, but it's a lot. Or 1,000 rounds of 5.56, or 500 rounds of shotgun shells. Man, this shit gets heavy and adds up quick. And then a gun belt, a plate carrier, any other tactical gear you got, a go bag with all kind of shit up in there, man. You got like 3 bags now. All of a sudden, you got all these ammo cans. You got all these guns in it, man. That's why I got bags dedicated. Like those 2 on the wall can fit in. I got a bag that fits both of them. I got a bag that can fit the shotgun, and I can throw pistols inside of that bag. So I can conceivably 2 bags. I can load this stuff out. I can have 1 pistol on me in my concealed carry holster, and another pistol on my gun belt. So I already have an idea of what I'm gonna grab and go with, and I know what guns is not coming with me. My loadout is gonna have to consist of 9mm because it's more accessible, it's lighter, and so I probably won't load out with a 45. I might load out with a 10 mil and just have a couple hundred rounds of 10 mil, but the other guns are all gonna be 9mm. So that's pretty much how that's gonna go. It ain't gonna be all these different calibers and all this different stuff. It ain't gonna work like that. People don't even think about having to be mobile, and it shows. Yeah, and then check out Christian Warrior Prepper channel and what he says about Civil War. Yeah, see, what is this? The Frozen one. I know firsthand from being in the army, just carrying a standard combat loadout with 210 rounds, 5.56 is significant weight. You really start to wonder how much you can really bring with you and the shit at the fan for real. Yeah, I only have a few guns. I'm glad I don't have 50. LOL, right? Time to get a bigger SUV for real. Yeah, then guys got their trucks and stuff all loaded out. But then you got to also think, what if you got to hit the bricks on the feet? Okay, do you have a loadout for that? If you got to walk out, you know what I'm saying? You can't walk out with 5,000 rounds. Like you said, 210. What's that? 210. What's that? 7 mags with 30 times 7, 21. Yeah, so that's 7 AR mags. That's a lot of weight right there. And then if you got pistol mags, which you want to have at least 12 pistol mags, right? So 15 times 12, 15 rounds times 12, that's a lot of pistol mags right there. And then a shotgun, you got to have 30 shells or something, 50 to 100 shells. It can get heavy quick. And then if you got an AK or a ZPAP or something like that, now you're talking about 7.62. You got to wonder, is that going to make the cut? What are you going to see out there on the trail? More likely 5.56 or 7.62. I think you're gonna see both. I think you'll probably see a little bit more 5.56. I definitely think you're gonna see more 9mm than any pistol caliber. But then you might want to carry a 22. You might. So you can sit back and just keep adding shit all into your loadout, and then you look around, you got 7-8 guns you loading out. A bandolier with 12 AR mags, it is heavy. Yes, 9mm for EDC, but if things go bad, that ain't cutting it. A lot of guys are military and got level 3 armor, and that won't go through. Got to have higher firepower. You right, Frozen One. So somebody gonna say I need a 308, a 16-inch 308 rifle. Yeah, a shotgun with slugs, 10 mil, or you might want to have a 5.7. You can get max capacity with a 5.7. The ammo's a little lighter. You can carry a lot of it. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. I don't think a lot of people really think about that. But for the most part, grab and go. Like I said, you're shooting at a Delta Force guy or shooting at a armed guy that got level 3 plates on. Yeah, you might have to go. It could be really, really daunting task. Like what you gonna bring and what you gonna have. So. That's why hunkering down is probably a better move until you have to leave. You know what I'm saying? But one thing about people say, like living in the woods out in the middle of nowhere, if a group of motherfuckers be having plates, helmets, night vision, the whole nine. It's no joke. Yeah, it's a lot of cats be having all that shit, man. Like I said, night vision might be something. That shit's expensive, boy. I saw looking at that shit. Night vision, whoo, the nods, and then they got the ones that with both eyes. Holy cow! The one with one is cheaper, but people saying that ain't everybody's moving away from that. They going with the nods with both, and man. I got that night vision set up on there. That on top of that, the IR, that Voltato they gave me. But that shit's expensive as hell. You think suppressor's expensive? Well, that night vision shit will have your head spinning. $7,000-8,000 for the setup I was looking at. I was like, holy shit, holy shit. Yeah, it's gonna be rough, boy. If you ever have to really, really load out, but. I got an idea what I'm taking though, so at least I kind of know. Check out Mike Lover. He's a good dude and very intelligent on this stuff. A Green Beret. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, see, here's the thing about YouTube and GunTube in general. The guys that really got good information on shit, they don't even get a lot of views and stuff, unless they were big on YouTube prior to 2026. But a lot of people, I watch a lot of guys. They have excellent tips on fine-tuning your firearms and how to put a sling on and best way to run this and what you don't need on your firearm. And you look at the subscriber count and stuff like that, you go like, damn, that's it? Only 12,000 subscribers? because that ain't the audience. People want to see train wrecks. They want to hear all kind of crazy shit and see crazy shit. Like I said, they want to see FRTs. They don't want to see somebody doing precision shooting. You know what I'm saying? Trying to do the mile shot. That's too boring. You know, they don't want to see how to, sight in an optic, and it's kind of weird. So the people who are actually don't own guns drive the content, but they only want to see the bullshit of it. They don't want to really learn. Make sure y'all hit the like button when y'all coming in here, man. But yeah, man, it's a pretty good live, man. I appreciate everybody tuning in to the live, and try to get some more lives in. I'm gonna do a live on 2A Live TV probably tomorrow, just to get that channel up and running with the lives, because I guess you have to wait. Just look for the dude with Asian eyes. He's white and Korean. Oh, okay. Yeah, I watch anybody, man. That's one thing about me. I don't care what their nationality is and all that, because everybody got something to offer to the table. I've been watching Instructor Mike a lot lately too. Instructor Mike's he's a good brother, man. He was on the news, the actual news the other day, because of that shooting that happened in Wisconsin. I don't know if y'all heard about it, where they chased this dude down, and they shot him. They didn't have no body cams, and they had it was like, I want to say CNBC News. Instructor Mike was on there, and they asked his opinion on how did they go about, was it a good shoot or not? And he was blown back that they didn't have body cams. So I went and did research on body cams, and so what it sounds like, they're not necessarily required by PD, by law enforcement agencies, unless you're in a community that has was it 100,000, 200,000 or more. So any city or state, city or area that has 1 million people or 200,000 people, they have to have body cams. But small little areas, they don't have to necessarily have body cams. And so he thought that was ridiculous that law enforcement department didn't have body cameras. And so he said that's what's going to make it hard to justify if the shooting was a legitimate shooting, or was it negligence, because if you don't have no POV footage, the bad guy don't walk around with a body cam. So, he said it's not good business. That's why I ain't made videos, because giving too much game can be detrimental. Yeah, yes and no. His instructor might be yelling at folks on the range. I know he be rack the gun, stop playing with it. Yeah, he be getting this point across. But I mean, it is what it is, man. Like, for the most part, man, what's what it's gonna be is whatever it's gonna be is gonna be. But you can definitely speed shit up, or you can slow stuff down. So I get what you're saying. But yeah, that was an interesting shooting out there in Wisconsin. What I do notice on some of these shootings, I watched this other guy on YouTube called what's his name, Officer something. He does like what he does, Instructor Mike. What the fuck is this? Yeah. He be cracking me up. What's this guy name? Officer something. He has a YouTube channel where he basically analyzes pullovers, like cops pulling people over in the freeway, and he breaks it down on how they should approach the car. I can't remember his name, but he be making some good points, man. Like how dangerous it is to be a state trooper, and basically law enforcement in general. And so he gives a lot of tips on how to approach. And I think a lot of these people that be having bad experiences with law enforcement, not all, some of them are just dirty scumbags, and they wear the badge and gun and just do what they want, and they're just criminals. And so that's a fact, but not all of them. What I think what sets a lot of these guys off is how the people, when they pull them over, how they talk to them. What the fuck you pulling me over for? Motherfucker, this, nothing. And they start cussing and yelling and all that stuff. It's like, man, at the end of the day, it is their job. So you don't have to really go all off on a motherfucker just because he's doing his job. So I think a lot of times you could be treated a lot better by law enforcement by just showing that little respect. License and registration. Here you go, officer. Now, if he's coming at you, you're going to be able to feel the temperature if the dude's a dirtbag or not. So if you know he's a dirtbag, don't escalate it. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people, they'd be escalating a lot of shit that could have just went water under the bridge and just went on their way, got their ticket or whatever it may be. But they sit there and drop the F bomb, MF this, you can't touch me, why you in my car, whoa, 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 all this kind of stuff. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Dude, I respect cops more than military sometimes. They have so many threats from unknown angles. One traffic stop or domestic violence can turn into a shootout in the thing. Oh, absolutely. Oh, I'm totally convinced that they have a harder job and they're dealing with the general public because the military don't have to abide by anything. If the military is there, they can just shoot you. Period, because they're there for a reason. So if they've been called upon, it's past the municipal. It's to another level. But cops, you right, man. I ain't no way I would do that shit. That shit's crazy to me. Cause you never know what a motherfucker got, who you pulling over and what he about to do, and all that kind of stuff. So like, yeah, you just never know. Even those domestic violence calls, when you get called out to a house where they fight, and you don't know if this dude's ready to like take the person out, you out, everybody going out, or you know what I'm saying? There usually is no de-escalation. They always escalate it to the next level. Real talk, man. That's for fact, though. It's a definitely dangerous job, man. How many people we got still up in here? We got a few people up in here. But I'm gonna go ahead and shut this one down, man. I'm getting hungry, and I appreciate everybody stopping by and stand by for more content. You know, and like I said, if you ain't subscribed to my other channels, I really appreciate it if y'all can spread the word. The 2A Life TV and the Glue. Check out some of those COVID interviews. There were some good friends of mine, all different walks of life, and just kind of interesting to see how everybody's opinion was during COVID and how they were going at it. Still here, yeah. Please do another live later. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do another one later on. Yeah, I'm doing one later on. If 2A Live TV don't let me do it, I'm gonna do it on this channel. So I'm gonna come back and do another one, and put a couple different guns up just for to make it look a little different. You know what I'm saying? Put my 300 blackout, and I'll probably put that 308 up there since someone brought up 308. That might be something some might want to be. Could you imagine a 308, say like a 13 and a half inch or 13 and a half inch 308 or something like that? That would be intriguing to me. I think to build out a 308 AR, you know, an SBR that bitch, because someone brought a good point. What if you need something with a little bit more thump? You know, that would be nice to have. I don't necessarily want an 18 inch or a 22 inch 308, you know, but I would like to have a 13 and a half inch or a 14 inch 308, something like that, just to have for a tactical loadout. That'll be nice. Burner Girl, what's up? You back? Okay, you left and came back. I appreciate that. So you can hit the like button twice. No, I was messing with you. But yeah, that's something to think about, a 308 build, you know, something like that. Let me know if y'all know anything about 308s and shorter barrels. I don't want to get it 18, 22 because I'm probably never going to shoot it that much. And I already got a 16 inch 308 bolt action pistol format for state lines. Yeah. I was going to SBR it anyway. So from here on out, it's all about SBR, stocks and vertical grips, man. No more angle grips, no more braces. I'm cool. Matter of fact, I got a couple of braces. Anybody got a stock willing to trade me? I'll mail you a brace, a SB38 tactical brace if you can give me a stock. I have a 12 and a half inch Banshee and 308. That sounds disastrous effect. She is rowdy. I bet that thing thump, boy, loud. I love that 308. See, I like recoil. That's weird. I don't know if that's weird. That's why I got shotguns. It's got 10 mil and I like recoil. To be honest with you, I never had big bore stuff. It's usually hunters that mess with that. Yeah, they usually, my hunters usually have, but someone, was it you or somebody said, what if you on the freeway or is you know, some goons will try to pin you in and they got level 3 body armor on, you might need to have a 308. You know what I'm saying? So it's a place for every caliber. Just a matter if you can afford it and if it makes sense to you. But hey, 308, I got me a 308 now. It's a bolt action, but I got one. Shit, that could be a nice little, you get on top of rooftops, lay low, you can take out an engine block, all that kind of good stuff. You can get the right ammo, you can do some shit with the 308. That's the reason why that thing been around for so long, that 308 win. Yep. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get up out of here, man, and get back to another live later on. And I appreciate everybody. I'm gonna get something to eat, and I'll catch y'all on the next one, man. Everybody stay blessed. Hit the like button if you haven't. And definitely mag dumps ain't cheap though. Yeah, that's why I don't got an FRT because I can't afford to shoot ammo at that rate. I had an ammo sponsor, I might do a FRT, but I ain't, man. That's just wasting ammo, man. Like that's just I don't get down like that. But but yeah, man, hit the like button, man, and go over there and subscribe to 2A Life TV if you haven't, and pass it around. So I'm gonna be doing some lives over there. Yeah, right on. Do something different. Yep. Peace to everybody. Stay blessed, and let's hold on. Disaster effect. Hold on. Let me make you a moderator before I go. Yeah, moderator. Can never have too many moderators. But yeah, I'm gonna get back with y'all in a minute though. Everybody stay blessed.